Welcome back to the Hannahcast YouTube channel, and today I'm going to be reacting to the Visual Effects Society Awards nominations. And before I go on, I do want to let you guys know that channel memberships are still open, $1.99 a month. You get lots of cool videos regarding me talking about the critics circles, the regional critics. You get weekly members-only live streams, a bunch of other cool perks like emojis and badges, and there's going to be more stuff coming along the way, especially after Oscar season is over, so consider becoming a member. It really means a lot. Now, let's get on to the nominations for the Visual Effects Society Awards. The nominees for Outstanding Visual Effects in a Photoreal Feature are Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, Mufasa the Lion King, and Twisters. Alright, this is pretty big. No Deadpool Wolverine, no Alien Romulus, no Gladiator. Gladiator missing was the biggest shock to me. And I should have known Mufasa was probably going to perform well here, considering it got 3 nominations. Now granted, that isn't as good as the first Lion King, which got 5 nominations, but still, Mufasa did show some strength here. It got nominated for this top category, it got nominated for Outstanding Character in a Photoreal Feature for Taka, aka Scar, and it got nominated for the Emerging Technology Award for Real-Time Interactive Filmmaking from Stage to Post. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but that award was not around when the first Lion King came out. The nominees for Outstanding Supporting Visual Effects in a Photoreal Feature are Blitz, Civil War, Horizon and American Saga, Nosferatu, and Young Woman and the Sea. This doesn't really affect things a whole lot other than the fact that Civil War is here, and it's obviously going to win this category. Civil War did about as well as you could expect from a film like this in the Visual Effects Society Awards. It got nominated for the Supporting Visual Effects category as well as Outstanding Environment in a Photoreal Feature for Washington, D.C. In fact, when you look at the tally for the nominations, Dune Part 2 leads with 7 nominations, although I'm still kind of expecting Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, which got 6 nominations, to win the award, considering the Visual Effects Society Awards really do like to give Planet of the Apes these wins. If it were me voting, I would actually vote for Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, mainly for that whole third act with all that water, and apparently there's like this place that's flooded up, and it has this big action sequence. All of it was CGI, none of it was real, and even though it looks real, it's kind of insane. Like, the way the apes interact with the water and all that, like, I've never seen that before, and I've never seen it look that real before, so I honestly, Planet of the Apes would be my pick to be the winner. However, speaking of apes, Better Man did way better than I expected here. Better Man, again, it got the top prize nomination, but it also got nominations for Outstanding Character in a Photoreal Feature for Robbie Williams, Outstanding CG Cinematography, and Outstanding Compositing and Lighting in a Feature. This shows, I feel, that Better Man is probably locked in for a nomination at this point. Because if you're getting 4 nominations, you're looking very likely to get nominated for the Oscar. Now, this isn't an immovable stat, you know, Alita Battle Angel had 5 nominations, but missed out on a nomination. But at least in the 2020s, you don't really get nominated for 4 awards and miss out on the Oscar. In fact, not many movies this decade have reached 4 nominations. So I'd probably have to say Better Man is in. Gladiator 2 only had 2 nominations. Those nominations being Outstanding Model in a Photoreal or Animated Project for the Colosseum and Outstanding Environment in a Photoreal Feature for Rome. Twisters, again, the fact that it got in the top category is pretty meaningful to me. Like, that's pretty big. It got 2 nominations, one of which being that category I just mentioned, and also Outstanding Effects Simulations in a Photoreal Feature for the Twisters and Destruction. That makes sense to me. Alien Romulus only had 1 nomination, and that was for Outstanding Model in a Photoreal or Animated Project for the Renaissance Space Station. I'm surprised nothing got nominated for that third act where the ship was crashing down into the planet's rings. Like, that I feel like was one of the most insane achievements this year. Deadpool and Wolverine actually did manage to get a nomination here for Outstanding Model in a Photoreal or Animated Project for the Ant-Man Arena. And Wicked, with only 1 nomination, got nominated for Outstanding Environment in a Photoreal Feature for the Emerald City. So, unlike most years, all of the films that were shortlisted for Best Visual Effects actually did get a nomination here, which is rare. But, however, I feel like it does say a lot, the fact that Wicked was not able to get more nominations. Now, granted, I say that, but movies can get nominated for the visual effects Oscar with only, like, very few showings at VES. But here, it's very interesting, because this year's way stronger than last year in terms of visual effects, so there's not as much chaos. I mean, we're still trying to figure out what's the top 5. I'm not exactly sure what those final 2 slots are. Again, Better Man is so in right now. Mufasa and Twisters, it's interesting. They got nominated for the top prize here, yet they weren't longlisted at BAFTA. That's fascinating to me, because does that mean they'll get nominated for the Oscar? I mean, it's not impossible to get nominated for the Oscar if you're not longlisted at BAFTA. Like, again, Godzilla Minus One did this, but at the same time, Godzilla Minus One was nominated in a very weak year for visual effects, and probably one of the most chaotic years for visual effects ever. So this year's not really like that. So are Mufasa and Twisters going to get nominated? I'd probably say or then again, I want to say Twisters had a better chance than Mufasa, but Mufasa had more nominations than Twisters. But then again, Twisters is not the same kind of visual effects film as Mufasa, because it doesn't have any, like, big, like, CG characters in it, other than, you know, your occasional, you know, CG double when there's destruction and stuff. But you know what I mean by that. I need to see what BAFTA nominates. If they nominate something like, I don't know, Beetlejuice, well, then that's not really going to help me. I still don't think Wicked is going to get that visual effects Oscar nomination, because my past predictions were Dune, Planet of the Apes, Gladiator 2, Alien Romulus, Deadpool and Wolverine. But the fact that only 2 of them got nominated for the top prize here, like, I don't really like doing that. I don't really want to do that. Even though, like, again, we technically went 2 out of 5 last year with the Visual Effects Society, even though, okay, actually, no, technically we had 3 out of 5 because Napoleon was nominated, but however, it was nominated in the supporting category. So you technically had 3 out of 5. There was also a lot of movies that were nominated in these categories, like Oppenheimer and, what was it, Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves, that were not shortlisted at the Oscars. So this doesn't really help me all that much. So I guess I will just need to see what BAFTA does. If BAFTA nominates Alien Romulus or Deadpool and Wolverine, alright, then we're in. Honestly, even if it just nominates, like, Alien Romulus, or actually, you know what, yeah, I think I'm more curious to see if the BAFTAs will nominate Alien Romulus or Gladiator 2, because that could really help us. Because Deadpool and Wolverine, I think I could still predict that for a nomination, because Sean Levy's movies don't really perform that well at the Visual Effects Society. Real Steel received 0 nominations at the Visual Effects Society. Free Guy received no nominations at the Visual Effects Society, and yet they both got nominations for visual effects at the Oscars. And so Deadpool and Wolverine, it could still show up at the Oscars. I still need to figure that out. I really am just looking out for what could happen. Like, is that slot at BAFTA going to be still Gladiator or Alien Romulus? If Civil War gets in, I'm going to take that very seriously, that maybe it actually does get the Oscar nomination. Now, I'm going to pass the question off to you. What are your thoughts on the Visual Effects Society Awards nominations? What are your predictions for the Best Visual Effects Oscar? Let me know in the comments below what you think, and be sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you don't, you're going to be turned into a CG character.